We're about to uncover a dimension of Alec Guinness that may astonish even his most devoted admirers. Beneath his celebrated talents and charming demeanor lay a complex inner world filled with hidden struggles and unexpressed feelings. This narrative delves into the lesser-known aspects of his life, revealing a man who, despite his brilliance, battled with profound self-doubt and internal conflict regarding his sexuality. While he dazzled audiences with his performances, he grappled with a secret that weighed heavily on him, one that he carried silently until his death. His desire for control and perfection in his work often masked a deeper turmoil, reflecting a life lived in the shadows of societal expectations. This exploration invites you to engage with the poignant story of a gifted artist who, while achieving greatness, faced an ongoing struggle with his identity and self-acceptance, leaving behind a legacy that is as complicated as it is inspiring. Like many legendary talents, Alec Guinness carried a profound secret that only became apparent after his passing. The whispers surrounding his sexuality, particularly the intriguing rumor of his bisexuality, reveal a complex inner world. Despite the allure of fame, he struggled with feelings of disgust toward the very system that elevated him. His emotional turmoil was compounded by a deep-seated conflict regarding his desires. While he may have experienced attraction to both men and women, he harbored a strong aversion to homosexuality itself. This contradiction likely stemmed from the societal norms of his time, which often condemned such feelings. As a result, Alec Guinness grappled with self-hatred, reflecting a painful duality within him. This internal conflict shaped not only his personal life, but also influenced his performances, adding layers of depth to his characters. The complexity of his sexuality and the emotional issues he faced paint a portrait of a man who, despite his success, was deeply troubled by his identity. When discussing Alec Guinness, the actor known for his remarkable talent and long marriage, one cannot ignore the swirling rumors about his sexual orientation. Married for an impressive 62 years, Guinness faced speculation about whether he might have been bisexual, attracted to both men and women. Some theorized that he was a double man, navigating a complex personal life while maintaining a public facade. These rumors were fueled by his often homophobic remarks, which some believe stem from his own fears about being judged. Supporters of the bisexual theory suggested that he might have felt compelled to uphold societal expectations, keeping his marriage intact to protect his reputation. They argued that his long union was a way to present a respectable image, while behind closed doors he could have been living a life that contradicted this public persona. This tension between his public statements and private life led to speculation about the true nature of his happiness and fulfillment, with some even claiming that his marriage was as miserable as he was. The contradictions in his life continued to provoke interest and debate, leaving many to wonder about the real Alec Guinness and the complexities that lay beneath the surface. Alec Guinness is known today for his role as Obi-Wan Kenobi in George Lucas's Star Wars, a performance that earned him an Oscar nomination and introduced him to a new generation of fans. While he became a beloved figure in film, there was a darker side to his life that remained largely hidden from the public eye. Throughout his career, secrecy seemed to be one of his trademarks. Many were unaware of the personal struggles he faced and the complexities of his character beyond the screen. He was a man of great talent, but also one who carefully managed his public persona, keeping certain aspects of his life private. This ability to evade suspicion about his darker side was remarkable, adding layers to the man behind the iconic roles. His legacy is not just defined by his performances, but also by the mysteries that surrounded him, making him a fascinating figure in the world of cinema. In the mid-20th century, Alec Guinness, a distinguished actor known for his remarkable performances, was rumored to have faced legal troubles related to a homosexual offense. Accounts suggest that he may have been arrested and penalized in the Liverpool court around 1946 for an incident in a public restroom. despite these allegations, there is no substantial evidence to confirm that Guinness was bisexual. This raises intriguing questions about how he managed to maintain a seemingly clean reputation throughout his marriage. Known for being a devoted husband, he often spent his free time at home with his wife, which contributed to his public image as a straight man. Yet, the complexities of human sexuality remind us that being married does not necessarily prevent individuals from exploring their identities in private. The tension between public persona and private life can create a fascinating narrative, particularly for someone in the spotlight like Guinness. His ability to navigate these personal and societal expectations adds layers to our understanding of his character and legacy. Alec Guinness was a legendary talent known for his remarkable acting skills and complex personality. Public perception of him has often been shaped by speculative gossip, much of which stems from his seemingly odd and sometimes rude behavior. Like many public figures, he lived a life that could be described as messy, leading to various rumors and stories about his character. One of the more curious aspects of his life involved an alleged indictment in Liverpool, which raised eyebrows when it did not come to light until years later. This situation became even more intriguing when Guinness managed to cleverly deceive the authorities by adopting the pseudonym Herbert Parker. This act of disguise made people question how the legal system could initiate a trial without verifying the true identity of the individual involved. Guinness's ability to evade scrutiny through such a trick led many to wonder about the efficiency of the authorities in handling such cases. His life was filled with layers that fascinated both fans and critics alike, leaving a lasting impression on those who followed his career. Piers Paul Reed, the biographer of Alec Guinness, had a unique insight into the actor's life. As a close friend, Reed was privy to the complexities of Guinness's character. He noted that while Guinness was generous and well-read, he also had a tendency to put down those around him, even his loved ones. This behavior seemed to stem from a deeper disdain that Guinness carried throughout his life. Reed observed that Guinness lived with a sensitivity that made it hard for him to forget even the smallest grievances. The actor often documented his feelings and thoughts in a diary, reflecting on people and events that troubled him. This practice allowed Guinness to process his emotions, revealing a man who, despite his public persona, grappled with inner conflicts. Reed's portrayal of Guinness highlights the duality of his character, showcasing both his charm and his struggles, painting a picture of a man who was both captivating and complicated. Alec Guinness was known not only for his remarkable acting skills, but also for his strong Roman Catholic faith. His dedication to his religion was evident throughout his life, as he often engaged in deep reflection about his beliefs. This faith seemed to coexist with the complexities of his personal life, including his sexuality. Many wondered how he balanced these two aspects, as they appeared to be in contrast. His spirituality provided a framework for understanding himself and the world around him. Guinness often spoke about the importance of self-discipline and moral integrity, which he practiced in his life. He believed that chastity and spiritual devotion were essential in navigating the challenges he faced. This commitment to his faith helped him reconcile his personal struggles, allowing him to find peace within himself. His ability to remain devoted to his beliefs while grappling with his identity showcases the intricate nature of human experience. The journey of faith can be complex, and for Guinness, it was a guiding force that shaped both his professional and personal life. A peek into Alec Guinness's diary reveals a complex relationship with the film industry and the people within it. He described director David Lean, with whom he collaborated on many classic films, as a slave driver. Their working dynamic was strained, particularly during the filming of The Bridge on the River Kwai, where they reportedly went 2 days without speaking to each other. Guinness noted that Lean surrounded himself with sycophants and lacked a sense of humor, which contributed to the tension on set. In his reflections, Guinness also critiqued the performances of his peers. He found Laurence Olivier's portrayal in Romeo and Juliet to be vulgar and gimmicky, suggesting that he held high standards for acting. His disdain extended to co-star William Holden, whom he described as one who loves to pontificate. Guinness expressed a wish that Holden would keep his mouth shut and refrain from boasting about the famous actors he had worked with or the fortunes he claimed to have lost. This candid insight into Guinness's thoughts highlights the challenges and complexities of working in the film industry during that era, revealing not just his artistic standards, but also the interpersonal dynamics that shaped his experiences. Starting his career in the theater, Alec Guinness showcased his remarkable talent and versatility as an actor. Born in 1914, he became known as a handsome and talented English gentleman who captivated audiences with his performances. His acting journey began in 1934, and over the next 6 decades he built a long and successful career that lasted until 1996. During this time, he shared not only his creativity but also some feelings of bitterness about the industry. Guinness was a perfectionist, and this trait often influenced his work. One of his most memorable roles was in the classic English comedy Kind Hearts and Coronets, where he impressively played 8 different characters. This performance highlighted his ability to transform and adapt, showcasing his range as an actor. Throughout his career, he was known for his dedication to his craft and the depth he brought to every role, making him a beloved figure in the world of film and theater. Having watched The Lady Killers, you may have also enjoyed Alec Guinness's remarkable performances in various films. He collaborated with director David Lean on 6 different projects, showcasing his incredible talent. One of these was Great Expectations in 1946, where he played the charming role of Herbert Pocket, a character that highlighted his versatility as an actor. Another notable film was Oliver Twist, where Guinness's unique style shone through, captivating audiences with his portrayal of Fagin. However, his most memorable performance came in 1957's The Bridge on the River Kwai, a role that earned him both the Best Actor award at the Academy Awards and a BAFTA, solidifying his status as one of the greats in cinema history. A whole new generation of fans discovered his acting when he took on the iconic role of Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original Star Wars trilogy. His performance in the 1977 film remains a standout, ensuring that his name is still well known and celebrated today. Guinness had an interesting childhood influenced by his mother Agnes Cuff. He took her last name because his true father's identity was never confirmed, suggesting that his father may not have been present or given his consent at the time his birth was registered, according to the English law of the era. However, Guinness claimed his father was a Scottish banker named Andrew Geddes, the man who paid his bills in school when he was young. At Pembroke Lodge boarding school, Guinness wasn't allowed to act in plays, but things changed at Robber School in Eastbourne, where he got the chance to be part of the school play. His role as the urgent messenger in Macbeth revived his love for acting. Critics have also pointed to his complicated childhood as a possible source of inherent bitterness. His mother, Agnes Cuff, was known to be a tipsy and reckless borrower who failed to tell her son who his father was, with some suggesting she possibly wasn't sure who he was. The distant Scottish banker, Andrew Geddes, was a man he never met. Although Guinness became an obedient son, he often felt embarrassed by his mother's behavior. He would go to drama school barefoot to preserve the only shoe he had, and survived on just jam sandwiches and baked beans. After winning roles in the West End, his mother would show up at the venue on payday drunk and demand money. Before he did Hamlet in 1950, Guinness ran from place to place with the Garrick Club in London, touching the sculptures of thespian greats for good luck. However, this ritual failed because the production received criticism. Regardless of all you have heard about Alec Guinness's talent, he was a special actor with the ability to disappear into a role thus disproving the saying that actors without a consistent movie character are not likely to become famous. Because all those present praised his performance after finishing school, Alec Guinness began his journey in the world of work as a beginner copywriter at a London advertising agency. This role, while not directly related to acting, allowed him to hone his creative skills. His passion for the stage led him to apply for a scholarship at the Fay Compton Studio of Dramatic Arts. Although he found the classes somewhat boring, he successfully secured the scholarship, demonstrating his talent and potential. However, he left the program just a few months later, yet not without earning recognition from the judges for his abilities. As he ventured into the acting world, his early career consisted of minor bit parts in productions like Queer Cargo and a walk-on role in Libel. These roles, though insignificant, were crucial stepping stones in his career. Times were tough for Guinness, but he had already begun to forge important connections. One of these connections was with John Gielgud, a very successful and much older actor. Working with Gielgud in his production of Hamlet at the New Theatre proved to be a pivotal moment for Guinness. This collaboration opened doors for him, allowing him to gain more roles and further develop his career in acting. Not even his 1941 drafting into the Royal Navy could separate Alec Guinness from his acting vision. Serving as a landing craft operator during World War II, he found ways to remain connected to his passion for performance. When the war ended, he was eager to return to the stage, resuming his career with renewed vigor. His significant contributions to entertainment and society were recognized when he was knighted by Queen Elizabeth. An intriguing incident occurred when Guinness, caught in a wrongful act, told police that his name was Herbert Pocket, a character from Charles Dickens's Great Expectations. This clever ruse, perhaps learned from friendly police officers advocating for changes in laws regarding homosexuality, showcased his wit. Despite the incident, it took 55 years for the truth about his private life to emerge, primarily through Sheridan Morley's book and biographies by Pierce Paul Reed and Gary O'Connor. These works hinted at a side of Guinness that even his close friends may not have fully understood, leaving many to ponder the complexities of his life. Alec Guinness was not only a remarkable actor known for his ability to portray a variety of characters, but he also excelled at maintaining secrecy in his personal life. This talent for concealment mirrored the roles he played on screen, where he often embodied complex individuals who hid their true selves behind a facade. During a challenging period in his life, particularly around the time of his arrest and prosecution in 1946, Guinness was a devoted family man, happily married with a young son. The public, observing the situation from a distance, speculated that had the scandal become widely known, it would have deeply troubled him, considering his character and values. Fortunately for him, the authorities chose to let the matter remain quiet, allowing him to continue his work in theatre and film without the burden of public scrutiny. As he moved forward in his career, Guinness became one of the major stars of British cinema, gaining recognition for his talent. His collaboration with director George Lucas on Star Wars marked a significant turning point, as he negotiated a deal that included a percentage of the film's royalties, which brought him substantial financial rewards. This success allowed him to further solidify his legacy in the film industry while navigating the complexities of his personal life. Their professional relationship, particularly between Alec Guinness and Harrison Ford, was marked by a blend of admiration and critical distance. While Guinness enjoyed working alongside Ford, he did not find the American actor's thinking particularly impressive. He felt that the dialogue in the Star Wars film lacked depth, a sentiment that resonated with Ford as well. Ford famously expressed his concerns to George Lucas, saying, "You can type this, but you can't say it." This shared critique highlights a certain disconnect between the actor's expectations and the material they were given to work with. Despite these reservations, they were fortunate that the film became a massive success, standing out as one of the most significant movies in cinematic history. Guinness's reflections on their experiences reveal a certain ambivalence. For instance, he described a celebratory lunch with Lucas as boring, suggesting that he may have preferred a more engaging interaction. His candid thoughts, while insightful, perhaps would have been better left unrecorded, as they painted a picture of a partnership that did not seem as close as one might expect. The distance between them seemed to stretch like the 8,000 miles and 30 years that Guinness mentioned, indicating a complex dynamic that went beyond mere camaraderie. Their collaboration, while fruitful in a commercial sense, was layered with critical perspectives that shaped their professional interactions. Guinness's rants were not centered on actors only because his diary did not miss the scorn of crowned heads and politicians. He used words like seems nice but bland, windy, and opportunist to describe how he felt about different famous people. For instance, Guinness wrote that the Prince of Wales was asinine and opinionated. It is unclear how those little secrets he kept in his logbook enhanced his daily happiness, but they certainly reveal his sharp wit and critical eye. A fact about this great actor is that he observed the famous Laurence Olivier, perhaps envying him for a very long time. When the two finally met at the creation of 1935's Romeo and Juliet, Guinness concluded that Olivier's act was more like that of a leader, describing him as looking and behaving like the leader of a dance band, which he deemed vulgar and gimmicky. This bitterness captured in his journal reflects a deeper complexity in his feelings toward his peers and the world around him. The candidness of his thoughts reveals not just his opinions, but also a glimpse into the struggles of a man who stood in the shadow of other greats, wrestling with his own identity and place in the theatrical landscape. When Olivia passed away, Alec Guinness seemed to reflect deeply in his journal about the events surrounding her death. He noted his feelings of resentment, particularly regarding how Olivia did not recognize his wife, actress Marula Solomon, at a party shortly after Olivia's passing. This incident seemed to weigh heavily on him, leading him to describe Olivia as unpleasant and possibly vindictive in his writings. His journal serves as a hidden treasure, revealing his candid thoughts about the people in Hollywood, especially actors he worked with during his career. While filming The Swan in 1955, he attended a party at Gary Cooper's house. There, he found Cooper to be quiet, unassuming, and nice, but also thought he might be a bit of a bore. In 1959, after working with the Hollywood star Bette Davis, who played his mother in The Scapegoat, Guinness hurried to his journal again. He expressed disappointment, stating that she was not the artist he expected, feeling that she missed the character of the old countess, whom he described as extravagantly overdressed and surrounded quite ridiculously by flowers. These insights into his experiences and observations reveal a complex relationship with his peers and the Hollywood scene. Guinness expressed his thoughts candidly in his diaries, revealing a complex personality marked by jealousy and sensitivity. He recounted how, after a film flopped, a co-star blamed him for ruining her performance. He described Dirk Bogarde as amusing yet pretty silly, showcasing his critical view of those around him. When Guinness passed away in 2000, the British Library recognized the value of his written works, acquiring his extensive collection of 1,000 letters and 100 handwritten journals for £320,000. This collection would provide insight into the mind of a man who did not hold back his disdain for family and friends alike. His wife, Marula, often spoke of his emotional depth, suggesting he had a layer of skin missing, indicating his vulnerability. This portrayal of Guinness as a moody and sensitive character added depth to his public persona, making his writings not only a testament to his life, but also a reflection of the struggles he faced within himself and his relationship